Well, since the last time we spoke to you, your fortunes have changed quite a bit. You were coming off of a WWE run and a release, and maybe a couple weeks after we spoke, you debuted for Impact Wrestling and made an immediate impact, not to use the pun, but then you became Knockouts champion. Explain to me who makes the first contact to you and says, we want to bring you in?
Yeah, well, so Madison Rain is like one of my biggest supporters, one of my greatest friends. And, through my whole WWE stuff, like she just kind of knew where my head was at. And, she was one of the first people I told when I was, released that it had happened. And, she just kind of was like, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. And she was a really big advocate for me coming to Impact. And so she kind of just always knew how I felt and what I was going through and how I was feeling about it. And just kind of always was like, hey, you don't ever have to worry about having an opportunity here if you want it. And when the time is right, I will do what I can to help you come here. And so, through her, then I talked to Scott D'Amore and things just kind of fell into place after, my 30-day non-compete. And I was able to, after those 30 days, the first episode of Impact was right after. It was like 2 days later, and I was able to, make that immediate impact.
Were you surprised that you only got a 30-day non-compete? 90 is the traditional, but it seemed like the NXT releases got much shorter.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, every contract's kind of standard with what that would be. So I wasn't really sure what it would be. I had to ask when I was on the phone, but I was happy it was only 30 days because it gave me those opportunities to make those impacts and make those impressions right away and kind of get my feet grounded in what I would be doing next. And I didn't have to dwell for a very long.
I know for a lot of people, they're excited to get that 90 days pay, but I think for you, coming off of a creatively frustrating run, which you readily admit, getting right back out there seemed like it benefited you the most. You had the buzz of Deonna Purrazzo, well-traveled but still young wrestler, is out there on the free agent market. Did you find that benefited you?
Absolutely. I think I was, I got to Impact before the Good Brothers did. I got to Impact before Heath did. Like, I was the first person to, on any brand, get out there right after this, Day of Reckoning happened. So I think for me and the fan base that I've established over the years, they really wanted to see me do well and really supported me through those whole 30 days. And then when I was able to, my vignette played on Impact, it was like, oh crap, it just aided to the surprise and to people really wanting to see what my next steps were and see me do well. And, Impact's given me the platform to do everything I wanted to do and take all those frustrations and get rid of them and put myself on a brand new platform. So to be able to do that right off the bat, I think changed the game for me completely.
So in poking around, talking to people at NXT, I would always hear that you would pitch your own stuff. Did the months or even years of whether it be creative frustration or just lack of creative, did that have things ready for you when you were coming to Impact? Like, you already probably had an idea of what you wanted to do, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I had, like I said, an entire thing written up of here's the virtuosa, and this is the literal definition, and here's promo ideas, and here's how I'd like her to speak. And that kind of fell on deaf ears before, but it was so welcomed at Impact, and they just took it and were like, everything about this character, roll with it. So, I came off with I had such bad experiences and I'm frustrated and I need to vent all my grievances. But I really, from my time, before Impact, really got to it brought in my character development. And it's made this transition into Impact 10 times easier because I was able to give them a format of who I thought I was. And every week I'm able to, explore different scenarios that the virtuosa is and how she would react in certain situations and to different characters. And it's just something I've never gotten the chance to do before. So I'm learning more and more about myself every single week as we go on to Bound for Glory.
Speaking of Bound for Glory, October 24th, Impact Bound for Glory already has a stacked card. As we're filming this, your match was officially announced this past week. against Kylie Ray, who earned her opportunity at Slammiversary. This will not be your first time facing Kylie Ray. I know for sure of at least 2 singles matches. I know a couple tags, but those were years ago. You all were different people, different wrestlers. What can you draw off that past experience and apply it to today?
Yeah, I think it's easy to go after Kylie's character flaws and who Smiley Kylie is on TV, but I have wrestled Kylie before. And I had a lot of fun wrestling her while she was on the come up of the indies, and now she's kind of taken over. So it is a different her, but there's a lot of elements to Kylie Ray that are the same. So I know she's athletic as heck. I know that she's in the best shape of her life. I know that she's training every single day. So it's just trying to match her hustle right now and get to that same level of like preparedness that she's always at.
When you saw the roster that this Impact Wrestling company had, was that a draw to you to come to the company? Because it's unreal. I mean, even after Tessa Blanchard left, you look and it's like, oh well, they're not missing a beat. They've got Jordan Grace, and they've got Kylie Ray, and now they've got Deonna. Tenille just popped back up, and Tenille admitted to me that seeing like you and Kylie were a big reason why she came back and why she was ready to get back in the ring. Was that a drawing point for you?
Oh, absolutely. I think, having a stacked women's division and really putting that at the forefront of their product isn't something that Impact or TNA was shy of doing ever. So kind of seeing, Kylie there, Jordan there, Taya Valkyrie there, Nevaeh just had debuted, Tasha Steelz had debuted, watching all of these girls who I knew from the indies get these opportunities to be put at the forefront of a division and really getting the time to develop themselves on TV every week was everything I was looking for. So on top of, getting that time and that development, like there's so many women that have been mainstays in this division, like Havoc, like Rosemary, Madison Rain was in that Slammiversary gauntlet match. Gail Kim is behind the scenes. There's so many opportunities to learn and to grow and to have new opponents and to continually like bring myself to a new level with these women that made it so exciting for me.